What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the RabidMining YouTube channel, and today I kind of want to talk a little bit about expansion. So in the past, you guys kind of seen I had this big husky rack here, and I do plan on getting another one sometime, but they're expensive and I can't afford another one right now. But we're going to go through some parts that I do have and what I kind of plan on doing. We're in a bear market, and what better time to start planning our expansions than in that bear market and start preparing for those future bull runs. So down here I do have 2 meter boxes and another 30 amp breaker that I do got to put in. So we're going to be running another 30 amp circuit coming into here. I have 100 feet of 10-2 cable, which is what we do need to utilize 240 volt. So I have what do we got here? So here is our Leventon. This is our plug for the L6 here, and then this is our digital meter, which will go in here. We'll get to that sometime here. So I got that one, and then for this box I'm just going to use the older parts that I currently have in this box. So I'm just going to take that box apart because it's not actually electrical type of rated material that one's printed out of. So I will be using the meter box one. And also that cable, I'm going to be getting rid of it because it's not long enough. I plan on moving everything from this kind of location here where I am in this corner. I want to run everything kind of around, over, and run across that wall over there. So I'm going to be moving the little one's PC out of there, maybe move it over into this corner, and then I kind of want to go from that wall all the way to pretty much right where the door opens there. 2 of these racks will fit side by side. Now obviously, like I said, I only have the 1 rack, so it's going to be going kind of in that corner over there. And then everything I have will fit on this single rack. Now thinking long term, a single rack here will hold about 60 CPU mining rigs. That's right, this thing will hold 60. So you can go about 3 across, 5 wide. I might even be able to go 6 wide, depending on some new brackets that may be getting worked on pretty soon here, but we'll see what happens there. But I may be able to go 6 wide, we'll see. But at least right now I can go 5 and 3, so that is 15 per row, and this is a 4-tiered rack. So 60 rigs altogether will fit on this. Now I don't have that many rigs, I only got 30. 27 of them are actually in this room here. So I'll get all those filled up and maybe, you know, 1.5, 2 racks here. And then obviously my A6 that I got hanging out over there, as well as that Jazz miner, and then the 2 GPU rigs. You know, that's plenty enough room for them all to fit on 1 tier until you build out. But I do got to run some electrical and a whole bunch of stuff. So I have 100 feet, I believe, per circuit to get 2 from the breaker box in the other room over to this corner. I want 1 meter over there, 1 meter kind of over there. And then I'm going to have to use about 40 feet, I think it was. So I have plenty of extra as long as I didn't get ripped off. And I do have a full 100 feet in there. I kind of mentioned that. The Black Friday sales, you know, what stuff was on sale. So I picked some of that stuff up. Now for networking, I currently am running this 52 port D-Link switch. Now obviously this is for most of my CPU rigs. Actually everything is running off this right now. But when it comes to the GPU rigs, I don't have that many. But I am going to be trying out this handy dandy full cloud switch. This thing is, let me look at this. This is the Ngenius ECS 2512. So this was actually sent out to me quite a while ago. It's fairly expensive, but this is a newer product line from their cloud computing networking thing that Ngenius is doing. Then we also have this big hub here for Wi-Fi hotspots. So everything talks to each other and you can navigate and, whoa, I'm not focusing here. But you can run all this through the cloud and see all visual displays of everything and network traffic and stuff. So it's kind of cool. I'm pretty excited to try this out once we get everything going. I will be pointing the GPU rigs on this, like I said, because I don't need that many switches. The CPUs use all of the plugs. So I only have a couple GPU rigs, so I don't need too many yet. But for now, this will work just fine. So another thing though, I do got to point out is I am pretty limited when it does come to power. Also, this is a stab lock, and these things are supposedly very, very bad. Now I went to the stores, I called around, and they keep saying, oh, well, the newer ones are good, yada, yada. But anything I look up online, they keep saying that this brand is bad and stay away from it, and it shouldn't have even been used in the first place. This is a fairly new house. I believe it's like 2008, 2009 or something. So it shouldn't even have this. And also it's only 100 amp service. So if I throw in two 30 amps, this is the current 30 amp, I'm gonna have to move this actually up one slot, and then I could fit that other one right underneath it in this spot right here. I look behind the panel, there is room for those two. It'll be nice and tight, but it will cover those two. But if I throw in two 30 amps, so another one here, that is 60 amps dedicated to my mining rigs, and it only leaves 40 amps left for the rest of the house. So, you know, we'll have to watch what's going on there. Again, I don't have enough rigs and stuff to even utilize two full 30 amps, not yet anyway. And I can't really get a 200 amp upgrade because it's going to cost me like, I don't even know, $10,000 to $20,000 because everything is underground. So that really sucks. And over here we got a hot tub. This is on a 50 amp. Maybe I should just get rid of the hot tub completely and get a big super PDU and throw on a 50 amp here. That'd be pretty sweet. You can run a couple BTC miners off that. But, you know, there's other things more profitable than BTC. Maybe load that up with L7s or something like that. That'd be a nice idea. So if I actually go to look at the current power I'm pulling right now, I got all my CPUs on. We got the Ipollo A6, the Mini Doge Pro, the KD Box Pro, the OCTOMINER X12. We got the JazzMiner Q. This rig is turned off, so the X8 OCTOMINER is off. It's not being used right now, but the power I'm currently pulling is hanging out at, you know, 5,900 watts, almost 6,000 watts. So I'm actually over my 80% limit on that circuit right there, because 30 amp, 240 volt, that is actually 7,200 peak, so max. And I believe 5,700 is your 80%. So I'm a couple hundred watts over that 80% right now. So two circuits for me right now will give me plenty of leeway in between. But again, I don't think I'll be able to fill up the full two 30 amp circuits, but hey, we'll see what happens. I will probably begin popping main breakers, but that's once we do start expanding. Oh, another thing, I also have another one of these PDUs. It is not here yet, but I don't need it yet until we start doing that expansion, because I can get away with this single PDU. It can run everything, no issues, but eventually, you know, I do have one on the way. I found it on eBay. I don't even know, 3-4 weeks ago, actually. Some people in Discord pointed it out to me. It was a lot cheaper than anything Amazon and stuff had. So I did find the exact same PDU, and I actually love this PDU. This is a wicked PDU. So if you're unfamiliar with like PDUs and stuff, I like these smaller ones. They're nice and compact, not some big monster, super long thing. And also it's non-metered. So the reason why I also go with non-metered is because it's cheaper. And then if you just run your power meters, you can see all how much power consumption you're using there. We also got a variety of plugs. So we got like C19 plugs here, which is for your 1,500 watts or higher, which is what a lot of those L7 A6, BTC miners, power supplies and stuff, 1,500 watts plus, use this style plug. So I got a few of those. And then we got a whole bunch of the C13, which is your standard and what you mostly see on those big long ones. There's 4 plugs here, and then I think there's 3 or 4 banks in the back side of 4 of these plugs. So there's plenty of plugs here and a nice variety depending what you want to use. Each one of these are actually on their own 12 amp breaker, like little socket. So you can see this plug here is on an 8 amp or 12 amp. Let's just have a look. What is that? Yeah, so that's on a 12 amp, and these ones I believe are on 8 amps. So 4 plugs for 8 amp little breaker, and each one's on its own little type of fuse box thing. So, you know, these are great PDUs. An exact same one is on the way, so I will be utilizing that one for just the GPU rigs. I'm trying to decide how I'm going to do this. Maybe you guys can kind of help me out in this. So I'm thinking I'm going to have one full circuit. So 130 amp will be just for CPU rigs. So that'll give me essentially 5,700 watts worth of power just for CPUs. And then the second one that I'm putting in, I'll use that for like my GPU rigs, as well as the Ipollos and the A6 and whatever else. So I'm thinking that's how I'm going to spread it out. Then I can keep an eye, you know, total power consumption of the CPUs, and then the power consumption of my kind of ASIC GPUs on the other side. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do right now, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me know your guys' ideas on how I should maybe set this up. And I know a lot of you guys are like, hey, hurry up and get that drywall done. Yeah, I can't afford drywall, but we're talking about mining rigs right now, so you know that's top priority. We're talking priorities right now, and right now it's getting the electrical. And the electrical is kind of the worst part to do because one, it is kind of expensive, and two, well, you're not getting any ROI out of it. You're not making money off doing the expansion. So it's pretty much just expenses to expand out. But, you know, eventually that is, you know, twice the power to actually I can build into. And I feel kind of neat here because I remember watching Panda way back when, and he was running his basement there with 230 amps. I was like, awesome. I wish I had 130 amp. You know, I was running off 120 volt with a couple rigs and stuff. And then I finally got my first 30 amp, and I'm still slowly building into that. I'm finally getting maxed out on it. Now I'm expanding into the second 30 amp. I'm like, awesome, man. You know, the progression on this crypto mining thing it's pretty sweet. Now Panda's up to like a 400 amp, double 200 amp service thing, and it's insane the level he's at, but it's wicked to see people expanding and just doing the things that you love. All right, guys, so that pretty much does wrap up this video. I appreciate the time for you guys for checking it out and kind of helping me out. Yes, my cable management does suck, but you know, give me some ideas. How do you think I should set all of this up when I do finally get to it? I'm probably gonna wait till the hash rate picks up on something crazy, so something's not profitable, and then I can turn everything off and start doing it. You know, I'm not in any big rush to get this expansion, so I probably will wait for some bad times. But for now, I'm just trying to plan everything out and kind of go through it. Now, once I'm done with that, I can use 1 or 2 of these racks, and I could probably throw that over on this side over here somewhere because I have a whole bunch of boneyard stuff sitting over there. I got all these power supplies. Let's have a, whoa, light action. I got all this stuff here. We got a bunch of Reb techs. Can't really see the light. We got some of these motherboards here. We got server power supplies, breakout boards, and so on. So I gotta have a rack instead of leaving them right here. I want to put them on one of those racks here, somewhere in the corner over here. So we'll see what happens. But you know, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards currently. Let me know what you guys think about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.